The highlights. Lagos State government warns against environmental infringements on roads leading into markets. Nigerian Correctional Service adopts ways to address overcrowding in custodial centers. On the foreign scene, China holds combat patrol in South China Sea amid United States-led war games. And in sport, Nigeria boxing head coach decries boxers on paid allowances after 13th African Games in Ghana. Now the details. I am Dele Agadumo. The Lagos State government has warned against any environmental infringement as well as blocking roads leading into market. General Manager of Lagos State Building Control Agency, LAPSCA, Bolahon Oki, said this during an inspection of the vast land area earmarked for the relocation of Ikeja Computer Market in the Urban Regeneration Program of the state government. Oki, while addressing the multitude of subscribers and sellers in the market, said that some buildings and structures erected illegally in some parts of the market will give way to the proper development. A Nigerian lady, Miss Malumi Nubi, who embarked on a solo drive from London to Lagos, has arrived into the state of aquatic splendor at about 10 o'clock this morning. Ms. Nubi was received at the semi-border into Lagos territory by top Lagos State government officials led by the Commissioner for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Toke Benson Awoyinka, and her special advisor, Idris Aregbe. Nubi, who expressed her joy and gratitude to God for the safe trip, thanked the state government for the warm reception. She was received with display by the state cultural troops. Ms. Nubi, a travel content creator, began her solo trip on the 31st of January 2024. Medical Director and Chief Executive Officer of General Hospital Shomolu, Babalola Ogunbemile, says there is a need for members of staff to work together as a team for the General Hospital Shomolu to attain greater heights. Ogunbemile said this during the second staff assembly for the year. He advised the workforce to continue to educate the outpatients with empathy on the need for them to continually patronize government hospitals as they are the best in quality healthcare with quality and affordable services. Ogunbemile enjoined the workers not to engage in anything that will sabotage the efforts of the government in bringing quality healthcare service delivery to the people. Rather, they should work in tandem with the Themes Plus agenda of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration. Today is World Health Day. The day is earmarked to remind people that healthcare delivery is not a privilege, but a fundamental human right. Speaking on this year's theme, Health for All, Health Equity, wife of the President, Oluremi Tinubu, said while significant progress has been made in the healthcare sector in Nigeria, the gap in health equity remains a critical challenge and everyone must collectively rise up to the occasion. Mrs. Tinubu said in today's world, access to quality healthcare delivery service varies due to socio-economic diversities, creating disparities in health outcomes. She commends all healthcare workers for their dedication and commitment to service. Now to the rest of the stories. The Nigerian Correctional Service is adopting multidimensional ways to address overcrowding in custodial centers across the country. Its spokesman, Abubakar Umar, said one such way is through the construction of mega custodial facilities in the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. Umar said that the reformation, rehabilitation and reintegration of offenders has been upscaled since the introduction of the Nigerian Correctional Service Act 2019. He said the service has numerous workshops and skills acquisition centers for the training of inmates in various handwork. Agro Rangers of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps have repelled an attack by suspected bandits on the federal government's grain silo in the Dusima local government area of Katsina State. Spokesman for the NSCDC, Buhari Hamisu, said the bandits wanted to destroy the silo and abduct its manager, Lawal Shitu Yaradua. Hamisu said the Agro Rangers responded swiftly, engaging the bandits in a fierce gun duel for over 2 hours. He said the NSCDC had detailed more personnel to the location and increased the firepower of the operatives to prevent a recurrence of such an attack. According to him, the silo is used to store grains being distributed to the people of Katsina, Zamfara, and Sokoto states. Now to foreign news. China has conducted military combat patrols in the disputed South China Sea, raising the stakes in the disputed seas on the same day as the United States holds the first joint military exercises with the Philippines, Japan, and Australia. Beijing's surprise announcement of a naval drill on Sunday came a day after defense chiefs from the 4 countries said the Philippines would host joint drills in the same area on the same day. Beijing's People's Liberation Army Southern Theater Command said it is organizing joint naval and air combat patrols in the South China Sea. Now, sports. Team Nigeria boxing head coach Tony Konyegwachi has expressed his displeasure over non-payment of allowances to some of the boxers who won laurels for the country at the 13th African Games in Ghana. Team Nigeria topped the boxing medals table at the Games with 8 gold and 2 silver medals, but they are yet to be paid almost 2 weeks after the Games ended in Ghana. Konyegwachi said 3 gold medalists, Adam Olaore, Patricia Mbata, and Cynthia Ogushemilori, as well as Konyegwachi, featured prominently on the list despite promises made by the sports minister, John Eno, that athletes will not encounter any delay in getting their allowances. Meanwhile, Secretary General of the Nigeria Boxing Federation, Dapo Akiyele, said the Federal Ministry of Sports is working on all payments for the athletes, adding that the allowance delay cuts across all federations and not just boxing. That is our news at noon. Just before we go, please do not drive beyond specified speed limits. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X, Traffic Radio 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website at trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration organized a forum for women across the 57 local government and local council development areas in the state with a view to enhancing their productivity and economic growth? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, are the highlights of the major stories. The Lagos State Government has warned against any environmental infringement as well as blocking roads leading into markets. The Nigerian Correctional Service is adopting multidimensional means to address overcrowding in custodial centers across the country. We also told you that China has conducted military combat patrols in the disputed South China Sea, raising the stakes in the disputed seas on the same day as the United States holds the first joint military exercises with the Philippines, Japan, and Australia. And in sports, Team Nigeria boxing head coach Tony Konyegwachi has expressed his displeasure over non-payment of allowances to some of the boxers who won laurels for the country at the 13th African Games in Ghana. For contact of the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Zainab Adebeshi. I am Dele Agadumo. Good afternoon. Thank you for listening.